What's up? Fears is here, yeah, dude. What's up, guys? Fears, audience, Fears. Yeah, dude. What's up? Guys, coffee first. In Larry's mug that he gave me, finally, Larry, I used the other one, but this has been in the dishwasher for days, and I forgot to use it, and I apologize, my friend, but here we are. That's a nice blend. Nice blend. The only thing with this mug, though, is it's hard to hold like that because of the question mark. So I'm going to have to drink it like that. But I appreciate it, my friend. I really do. Because Fears is 40. I can't believe I'm in my 40s. It goes by way too fast. I will say that about life. I don't know if that was part of God's plan to make it go that fast. Whew. It does go by quite fast, my friends. But, I mean, I've been enjoying life so far. Fears was born in 1983. The good old days. And I've been enjoying life. I have good friends. I have good family. I have an alright job. Not the best job in the world, but, you know, it pays the bills. It's alright. And then, I got my passions, and I got my dreams, and I got my writing. You know, I write every once in a while. I love music. I love movies, as you guys can tell. So, things have been, you know, pretty good. But it goes by way too fast. So, I never take anything for granted. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. All right, so here's the deal. So, work was pretty good last night. We were busy. We had about 40,000, so that's like a middle night. I don't know how much we're gonna have tonight. We shall see. So yeah. That's what I'm thinking. We'll have, because I didn't work last night. I'm thinking we'll have 40,000 tonight, because the closer it gets to Easter, I guarantee you we'll probably have 40,000. So yeah. The past weekend went good. I got a lot of work done. I hope everybody enjoyed the Blockbuster event that I edited. That was a nice long one. It didn't get as many views as the Carnival one. The Carnival one has been doing absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look. I tend to get more views on Fears vlogs for some reason. I mean, I get a lot of views on Fears Man, but it seems like I get more views on Fears vlog, probably because I stream on here every day. 193 for the Carnival one. Damn, that one's doing really well. And then on the main channel, let me just switch over real quick, and I'll tell you guys how many views the Blockbuster event got. That one got, let's have a little look-see. Let's see, that one got only 50 views. So not too bad. But I try to focus on both channels, but it seems like I focus more on my goof-off channel, Fears Vlogs. But I do love the Fears Man channel. It's got a nice little gooey spot in my heart. So I try to upload content on both, my friends. So yeah. Anyway, today's topics. We got 6 movies to review. So here we go. 6 movies. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in the Half Shell. Turtle Power. Iron Eagle. Halloween 2018. Kraven the Hunter, The Flash, and then Scream 2. Scream 2. So that's what we got. And then the other topics, Sean at work said, Fierce, can you do a top 10 on like your 10 best vlogs? And I was like, that's going to be pretty hard, Sean, but I shall try. And he's like, well, he goes, I love your vlogs, Fierce. And I said, well, I appreciate that. And he's like, yeah, he goes, just try to hone it down to like a top 10. I was like, I shall do my very best. So there it is. I got my notebook here, ready to rock and roll. And then the last topic, I wanted to do this last week, but I forgot, so I finally remembered. I'm going to try to write in the book, in here, the perfect weekend. Fierce's version of a perfect weekend down here in Florida. And if you guys want to participate, what's like a perfect weekend, whenever we get to that, then you guys can tell me in the chat. I haven't done it in a while, so let's check the weather, shall we, before I open up the chat. Let's see here. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm becoming quite the weatherman as I do this, but I haven't done it in a while. All right, in Orlando, Florida, 77 degrees, with a high of 86 and a low of 72. In Los Angeles, California, 67 degrees, with a high of 75 and a low of 52. In Wentzville, Missouri, where most of my American family lives, it's chilly, Willy, with a high of 39. So 39 degrees with a high of 42 and a low of 34. In downtown St. Louis, we got 46 degrees with a high of 50 and a low of 35. In New York City, 42 degrees with a high of 50 and a low of 39. In my city, we got 77 degrees, nice and warm, with a high of 88 and a low of 70. In London, we've got 42 degrees with a high of 60 and a low of 42. There we are. So not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby, my friends. There we are. All right. I think that's everybody. I think that's everything. I did get a message from Jeff, and he said, "Oh, Fierce, you missed a hell of a show." And I'm like, "Did I?" And he goes, "What were you doing?" He was just curious, and I said, "Busy." I said I wanted to be there, vlogging. But here's the thing about vlogging. I love vlogging, but then that would just put me another vlog behind. And I'm actually getting a lot of work done on the edits, and I'm getting caught up. So I said, Jeff, I'm probably going to take a break, from the conventions until I get caught up a little bit more. But I'm going to try to get to either the next one or the one after that. So I told Jeff, I said, I'm sorry that I'm missing him. And he goes, "Oh, Fierce, man." He goes, "You missed a hell of a show." I'm like, it looked great. Plus, I didn't get to hang out with Keith Coogan, and all my Keith Coogan autographs are right there. Keith Coogan's like one of my favorite actors from the 80s. Plus, and he's a dear friend. He's a dear personal friend. And since we met at a con, we became friends. I do plan on having him on the podcast at some point and interviewing him. And he expressed interest. He goes, "I've seen your podcast, Fierce." He goes, I want to be on there. I said, "Oh, I'll get you on there, buddy." I'm doing a special podcast tomorrow, and I'm going to have a special guest on tomorrow. So look forward to that. Well, as far as I know, hopefully this special guest will not cancel. I don't think he will, but things pop up in people's lives. So he's been on the vlog channel before. He's been on the main channel before, but I don't think he's never been on the podcast. So I look forward to interviewing this person and kind of picking their brain, but I'm going to keep it a secret until tomorrow. So mum's the word. So yeah. All right. I think that's everything. And now it's time to open up the chat and say hello to the fans. By the way, I got my network engineer shirt on. I thought I would throw it on for the stream. Oh, good. All right. Let's do it. Mars. So, mum's the word. So, yeah. There we are. All right. Yo! What's up, everybody? Chicken Wizard says, good evening, Master Fears. What's up? What's up, dude? Vision says, well, howdy, gang. What's up, Visions? Chicken Wizard says, howdy, Visions. Uncool Taste says, well, howdy, Fears. What's up? Chicken Wizard says, the best vlog is the one with Chicken Wizard when he buys softcore VHSs. That's one of them. That's definitely one of them. That's definitely one of them. Vision says, well, howdy, Chicken Wizard. Howdy, Uncool Taste. Well, how's everybody's night? How's everybody's night? I did go a little late tonight. Because I had some things to do. I was editing. I took a nap, before work. So, yeah. Anyway, that's definitely one of them. Well, Chicken Wizard, you started it off, so I think that's what we should start with. We should do the top 10 vlogs of all time. I'm going to try. So let me get my pen. It's gonna be hard. But let's try to narrow it down, shall we? We shall try to narrow it down, my friends. Well, let's see. All right. I would say, let's start with top 10 vlogs. I would say one of the biggest ones I've done was when I traveled internationally and I went to England, and I didn't put it on the vlog channel, but it is a vlog, and I made a family wedding video vlog for my cousin Samantha when she got married in England, and she wanted me and my brother and my mom and my dad, because my dad was still alive at that point, and she wanted the American family in the wedding, and she made me an usher, and I had never been a part of a British wedding before, and I went, oh, hell yeah. I'm like, I'll definitely be in it. So that was England 2011, 2012. So yeah. So let's start with that. So England vlog 2012. That's a biggie. That's a big one. All right. I would say the next big vlog would be the Superman World War one. It was the very first time I got to go to a movie premiere. I was in my suit and my tie. I walked the red carpet. I got to interview all the actors. I mean, I was having a blast. So that's a big one. So plus that one is like an hour and 30 minutes long. That one's a long vlog. So Superman World War movie premiere. That was pretty exciting. I mean, that's definitely a highlight in Fears' life that I'll never forget. All right, so number 3. I would say number 3 is when I got to hang out with my friend Steve, and I finally saw for the first time his Night Industry 2000, and I got to put on an authentic Michael Knight jacket. I don't know where the hell he bought it, but inside the jacket was a little tag that they had sewn into the back of the jacket, and it said, it had an authenticity card, and it had David Hasselhoff's signature on the authenticity card, and he said, Fears, I bought it in an auction. And I said, is this like one of the real jackets that he wore in Knight Rider? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's why it's so big on you, Fears, because he's so tall and you're so short. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I remember that jacket that I wore in that vlog when I'm driving around and Fears is portraying Michael Knight. I thought I did a very good interpretation of Michael Knight, my friends. I threw it on, and even though it was baggy on me, because I'm so short, I was like, this is fucking amazing. And then he had one of the official guns. He bought one of the guns that Michael Knight used on the show, and then he recreated the Knight Industry 2000. I got to drive the Knight Industry 2000, so that was definitely a childhood dream fulfilled. That's a biggie. That's a favorite. So shout out to my friend Sean at work. This is all for you, buddy. So Knight Industry 2000 vlog. This is gonna be hard. I'm trying my best. Let's see. I would say some of the vlogs that I did with my ex, were good, but now that we're not together, and now that I found out how horribly she is, I'm not going to say any of those vlogs. I still have all those vlogs. I just put them on private, because I don't want them on my channel anymore. So I put them on private, so I don't think those count. I mean, it wasn't all bad. We had some good times, but the bad times outweigh the good times, so I'm not going to put any of those down. Let's see. Let's see. Knight Industry, Superman, World War. Let's see here. Definitely meeting Larry. The Larry vlog. When Larry made a cameo in a vlog, that was pretty cool. So, meeting Larry from the community was a big highlight. I would say meeting Tommy NC 2010, the very first time, that vlog. Meeting Tommy NC 2010. Chicken Wizard, I definitely agree. Anytime that I've hung out with you and met you at Chris's Toy Man Toy Show, we've had a blast. Because you like horror movies as much as I do. Dude, you cleaned up. You cleaned up the last time we were hanging out. You had like a fucking stack of VHS tapes. Insane. Awesome. So, I'm going to write down any Chicken Wizard vlog. And Chicken Wizard is from Missouri. Dude, I can't wait for the next hangout, because every single time we've hung out, we've had White Castle. Dude, the next time, we got to hit up some Emo's Pizza, man. The greatest pizza of all time. Let's see. How come Sean from work doesn't chat? It would be nice to say hi and say thanks for all the top 10 ideas. He's very shy. He's very shy, Biscuit. I've asked him. I said, hey, do you want to come on the chat? Do you want to be in the chat? And he goes, Fears, I'm so camera shy. He goes, whenever me and my girlfriend hang out, he goes, I'm the one usually taking the photos. He goes, I don't like to be on video. I don't like to be on camera. He goes, the only time my family has got me in a photo is when they begged me to be on camera. And I'm like, fair enough. I'm like, I'm not going to force you to be on camera, buddy, So, believe me, Biscuit, I've asked him. I've asked him many times. So, yeah. But, yeah, he doesn't like, he likes to watch. He likes to watch from the shadows. He doesn't like to type either. I've asked him. He said, I don't like to chat. He goes, Fears, honestly, he goes, whenever I'm working on a project, I turn on your live and I just listen. I'm like, hey, man, you don't have to comment if you don't want to. So, yeah. Chicken Wizard says, always remember the good times, buddy. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, Chicken Wizard, every time we've hung out, it's been a good time. But he does say hi, Biscuit. He does. He says, tell the fans that I said hi. And I said, oh, I definitely will. I'll let them know. So any Chicken Wizard vlog. Let's see here. I would say my very first vlog that I ever did, because that's what started it all. That very first vlog, me going to the dentist and driving through a snowstorm, because when I get out of the car to go into the dentist's office, there was like 2 inches of snow on the ground. So I would say the very first vlog. Probably the vlog where I got to meet William Shatner, James T. Kirk. Now, you see him off into the distance, but they wouldn't let me. I filmed from a distance, but they wouldn't let me film right up close to him. You know, I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. But that's one of my favorite famous people that I've met is William Shatner. People say he's a dick. He wasn't a dick to me. Man, he was so nice. He was so cool. He was asking me Star Trek questions. He was asking questions about my vlog and all that. And nice guy. So, meeting the Shatner. I need 2 more. Let's see what else. God, this is hard. Probably my very first Disney vlog when I got out here. The very first Disney vlog is very near and dear to my heart. So, very first Disney vlog out here. And then number 10. Let's see here. God, there's been so many good vlogs. I would say any vlog or any stream that I've got to unbox fan mail and give back to you guys, that's always been fun. So, any stream or vlog that I got to unbox fan mail. There we are. Now, speaking of fan mail, now I don't want to start any drama, but I have to report something. It was brought to my attention today, everybody. Now, I'm the type of guy, when I see it, then I'll believe it. So, I'm not going to say anything bad because this person wrote me. He was very nice for once, because normally we've had mixed reviews, me and him. It's been wishy-washy. It's been up and down, but I believe him. You know, so I hope he doesn't fuck me over. It seems like he really wants to put the past in the past. I had a conversation with Adam Bacchidi today. And he said, Fears, he goes, I feel really bad all the shit I've put you through over the years. And he goes, I sent you something in your fan mail as a peace offering. Or that's what it seemed like. And I said, okay. And I told him, so he said he was out and about somewhere and he saw a horror movie. And I guess it made him think of me. And he said, I'll send it to Fears. And I said, that's very nice of you. And I said, I hope it plays, because if he bought a movie from England, I said, you have to be careful with the regions, because a UK Blu-ray is like the B region and we're the A region. He said it should play. And I said, okay. And I said, just for next time, Adam, if you want to send me a Blu-ray, I said, get it region free, which means you can play it anywhere. So, I'm not saying he's lying, but he's fucked me over so many times. When I see it, then I'll believe it. But it seems like he really wants to put the past in the past. And I said, if you really want to put the past in the past, Adam, you know, I would like an apology. He did give me an apology. But again, he's done an apology back in the day, and then, you know, he's fucked me over again. So, we'll see. It seems like he really wants to put the past in the past. And so I'm not saying anything bad about him. I want to put the past in the past because all this bullshit he's put me through is so immature. You know, it's a bunch of crap that I just want to move on with life. And it seems like he wants to move on with life. So I'm hoping that this is for real. So, and Adam watches me almost every single time. And I think so too, Mars. What's up, Mars? Mars says, I think he's being genuine this time. I think so. But again, you never know with that guy. You know, he's kind of wishy-washy. So, when I see it, then I'll believe it. So I thanked him. I said, I appreciate the gesture. Thank you very much. And I said, Adam, as far as I'm concerned, I said the beef is squashed. I said, I don't want to fight anymore. And he said, great. So as far as I know, the beef is squashed. So yeah. But again, it's very hard for me to let my walls come down because he's fucked me over so many times. So the walls won't come down until I see whatever he sent me, you know. So I'm not saying that he's lying. I'm not saying he's trying to start shit. I'm just being very cautious. So I'm going to say right now, Adam, I appreciate the gesture. Thank you very much. I hope the movie works. Because he said, oh shit, Fears. He goes, you got a good point. He goes, I didn't take that into account. I said, yeah. I said, you got to take the regions. I said, I've watched movies in England because part of my family's from there. And I said, most movies in the UK are of a B region. America is A region. And then foreign countries like Asia and China and all that, they're on the C region. So I said, Adam, if you ever get me a movie ever again, I said I would order it online and get it region free so you can watch it anywhere in the world. And I said it's better to get the 2-disc combo, the Blu-ray and the 4K. And he said, got it, Fears, I will. And he said, I'm pretty positive I got the right one. He goes, if not, I'll get you another one, which is very nice of him. I said, you don't have to get me another one if it doesn't play. And he said, well, he goes, Fears, I really want to put this behind us. And I said, oh, well, that's very nice of you. So I think this time he is being genuine. I really do. But again, I'm kind of keeping a little bit of the walls up until I see, you know. So yeah. But he did say, he goes, I don't know if we'll ever be good buddies, Fears. He goes, but at least we can be civil with each other. He goes, I want to put the past in the past. And I said, I agree. I said, I don't know if we'll ever be best friends, but I said, at least we can be civil. We have been civil in the Discord. So, yeah, there's that. So, I told him, I said, I don't know when you sent it out, Adam, but I said, well, I will keep a lookout. So, yeah. So, I'll keep a lookout, and I told him, I said, I'll do an unboxing, and I don't think Adam will mind. I'll read you the message. So, Adam, I hope you don't mind, just to know where he's coming from. So, I don't think he'll mind. If he does, then I apologize. But, I mean, he didn't say anything bad, so let me just scroll up. And then we started talking about he's going to a convention here in a couple days, and then I told him about all the Lego builds I've been doing. Speaking of Lego builds, if you guys did not check out, I did a Lego build this morning, and I did this guy. This guy right here. The Batman book that LC got me. Check it out. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. I love it. So, if you haven't checked that out, be sure to watch it. I did it early this morning at around 11 o'clock, 11:45ish. I woke up from my nap, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I should do that Lego build that LC got me. So it was a mini build, but check that bad boy out. Nice. So there it is. So he's going to sit on the shelf for a little while. All right. So I'm not going to read you everything. I'll give you the 10-second version of what he said. He said, hi, John. Sorry about this random message, but I saw an old school 80s horror movie Blu-ray at the store today and thought you'd like it. It's on its way via your fan mail address. Hope you're well. Cheers. And I said, you didn't have to do that, man. Appreciate it. And he says, just one of those I saw this and thought you'd like it things. And I said, even after all the bullshit, and all, I said, I don't know if it'll play, though, Adam. I said, is it American compatible? And then he said, oh, shit, I didn't think about that. Let me check. And I said, by the way, I said, where did you see it? Online. And he says, it's a 4K Blu-ray, so you should be fine. He said, no, he goes, just at a collector's market. It wasn't one I heard you mention on the stream, so hopefully you don't have it. I probably don't, because there's a lot of horror movies that I'm just discovering, because Visions, I would say I'm the Blu-ray master, I'm the 4K master, I'm the Steelbook master, but you're the horror movie master. There's been so many horror movies that you've seen that I've never even heard of, and then I watch them and I'm like, how the fuck did this one pass me by? This one's fantastic. Like Army of Darkness, I didn't even know who the fuck Ash was until you told me about him. I had no idea who the fuck Mad Max was until you told me about him. So I appreciate that, my friends. I love Ash, especially Army of Darkness. I fucking love Army of Darkness now. It's a comedy, it's a horror movie, it's an action adventure, it's got fucking everything. One of my favorite scenes is when Ash does that swashbuckling hero type of shit, and he's got kind of a cape on, he's got his sword, and he cuts the rope, and he grabs onto the rope as he cuts it, and he flies up the castle, and he looks down, and there's this skeleton it's half a skeleton. He lost his legs, and he's crawling to kill Ash. And he's like, wait a minute, where did he go? And he's holding, like, this long-ass knife. And he's like, where did he go? Where did he go? And he looks up, and these boulders that are attached to the rope come down, and whoever was operating that puppet is a genius. He shook the puppet to make him look nervous, and he goes, oh my God! And he's, like, frightened, and then the fucking boulders come down and kill the skeleton. That's one of my greatest scenes. So hell yeah. So I appreciate that, Visions. I appreciate all the referrals, my friend. I really do. All right, continuing on. Let's see. Adam says, just one of those things I saw and thought of you things. And I said, after all the bullshit, I said, I don't know if it'll play though. I said, is it American compatible? Shit, I didn't think about that. Let me check. By the way, where did you see it? Online? He says, it's a 4K Blu-ray, so both. It's both 4K and Blu-ray, 2 discs, so you should be fine. Nah, just at a collector's market. It wasn't one I heard you mention on stream, so hopefully you don't have it, which I probably don't. And then I said, is it 2 discs, Blu-ray and 4K? And he said, yep. And I said, sweet. I said, I'm just curious because I know in the UK, the Blu-ray are region B, and Americans are region A, so that's why I asked. And he says, yeah, this is apparently region unlocked. Not sure about the Blu-ray, though. If it doesn't work, I'll just order you a region A copy. And I said, well, if it's fine, then it's great. And I said, I guess this is a peace offering after all the years of bullshit. I do appreciate the gesture. I said that. Because I do appreciate it. And he said, no problem, I hope you're well. And he says, yeah, I felt bad about everything. We trolled each other, but I'd like to put it behind us. Not saying we're going to become best buddies, but it would be cool to put this stuff behind us. I agree. I mean, I think it's time to put all this bullshit behind us. I mean, this feud has been going on for years. Now, Adam, you don't get off the hook that easy, my friend. I'm still killing him in the cartoon. You know, after all the years of bullshit, I'm still killing him in the cartoon. I mean, that has to happen. So yeah. But I am willing to put the past in the past. But yeah. And then I wrote to him and said, well, hopefully it'll play. I said, I'll let you know if there's any problems. I said, if you ever buy a Blu-ray again, the best thing to do is get the 2-disc Blu-ray 4K and Blu-ray and make it region free. I said it'll say region free, which means you can play it anywhere in the world. I would hate that you would have to order it a second time. And he said, noted, cheers for the advice. And I said, I'll let you know if there's any problems. And then I said, let's start on a fresh note. I said, to me, it's squashed. And then he says, sounds good to me. You're a good man, Fears, which I appreciate that. I try to be a good man to everybody. My friends, my family, the fans, everybody. And then I wrote, it's behind us. I'll do an unboxing when it comes in. And then I said, thank you for saying you're sorry. I appreciate the apology. I said, I'm excited. So it's not on my list of movies. Okay, cool. Fair enough. And then he says, pretty sure it isn't. If it is, he goes, I'll find you another. And I said, hell yeah. I said, I love that 80s cheesiness. I love the cheese. I said, I was laughing the other day when I found the Eliminator. Oh, God, I was laughing my ass off when I found that. And then Adam said, yeah, that sounded so funny, I need to grab a copy. Funny is an understatement. Funny is an understatement. I was laughing so hard. I shit you not. I was laughing so hard at the Eliminator. Thank God it's good, Visions. You know, thank God it's good. Because you said that one's good, and you said, what's the other one? The Exterminator is good. But when that fucking superhero music came on, and that guy puts his hand on his waist, he's standing in that dystopian society. He walks out of the fucking fog, and he's got one leg, you know, parched up on that rubble, and he's looking off into the distance and shit, and he's got his laser beam eye, and it shoots a laser out, and it destroys like half a fucking building, and he kills like 4 guys, and you hear that super music come on. I was fucking losing it. I was like, oh, I'm like, the music is fucking selling it. I'm like, oh, this has to happen. I said, that's going on the list. And then that fucking guy with the massive fucking beard, and he's like, yeah, man, this is gonna work. He goes, I fucking saw this in a movie. And he, like, lights a fucking barrel and throws it, like, in the lake or whatever, and it blows the shit out of a boat. I was like, oh, this is fucking happening. So, yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Oh, God, I was dying. Anyway, so then he says, that sounded funny. I need to grab a copy. And then I said, oh, I was fucking dying of laughter at that one. I said, I'm planning to buy it at some point. I said, I've been working on a bunch of Lego builds. I finished one today that LC got for me. And he said, oh, nice. And then we went on and talking about Legos. I'm not going to read you the whole mess, but that's essentially what happened. So it seems like he's being very genuine. And I just hope I don't get fucked over for the 1 millionth time. So, Adam, I'm not saying anything bad. When I see it, then I'll believe it. You know? So, I do believe him. I'm just keeping my guard up just a little bit because everything's been going so great the last couple of months. You know, the last 3 months have been going Fears' way. Everyone's been getting along, for the most part, in the Discord. Everyone's been getting along in the chat. I've had a few trolls here and there, but not too bad. So, yeah. Yep. So, we'll just have to wait and see, my friends. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there since we were talking about fan mail. Which, by the way, if you want to send me fan mail, you guys know what to do. The address is in the description, but if you want to send Fears fan mail, there it is. You can label it as Fears Vlogs or FearsMan26 or my real name, John Fears, a.k.a. Fears. 16745 CAGAN's Crossings Boulevard, STE 102B PMB 40, Claremont, Florida 34714. Hell yeah. So there we are. So now I've got two lists. I've got my digital list in my phone, but before I add anything to the digital list, I want to try to keep marking things off the old list. So there we are. All right, let me catch up with the chat because I'm sure I'm way behind. So let me just close the Discord and let me get back to this because I don't want to get too far behind, and then we'll start the topics. So the last thing I read... Yo, Lantern's here! Oh, my Lord. Lantern says, oh, howdy, Chicken Wizard. Oh, howdy, Visions. All right now, Visions. Vision says, well, howdy, Lantern. All right now, Lantern. What's up, Tokes? Good to see you in the chat, as always. Lantern says, oh, howdy, Tokes. Yo, Fears. What up, Lantern? He says, you got it right for the first time. Well, I mean, I always get it right. I think you were talking about Lantern. Tokes. That's pretty easy. Tokes. Let's see here. Mars says, hey, Fears. What up, Mars? Mars says, I think he's being genuine. It seems like it. Seems like it. Chicken Wizard says that was very nice of Mr. Pacini. It was. It was very nice. It was very nice of him. And I do appreciate the gesture. Vision says, what a good dude. Well, we'll see. You know, it seems like he's being very genuine. I'm not saying he's not. You know, I'm just very skeptical after all the years of bullshit. So, when I see it, then I'll believe it. But it seems like he's being very genuine. So, we'll see. But it seems like he really wants to squash it. And like you guys just heard me say from my message, I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's squashed. It's under the bridge. Let's put it behind us and let's move forward. So, yeah. Maybe it's a Hammer horror movie. I don't know. I don't even know what that is, Chicken Wizard. What is that? Oh, by the way, Chicken Wizard, Vision showed me a really violent one yesterday. Have you ever heard of the nail gun? What was it? The nail gun killer? No, the nail gun massacre? Have you seen that one, Chicken Wizard? Oh my God. It was bloody, but it wasn't too bloody. It wasn't like some Terrifier shit. Some lady was like laying on the ground and she had like 2 nails in her fucking neck and she had 1 nail like in her boobie and then 1 nail like in her side, and all this fucking ooze and blood and shit was pouring out, and I was like, damn. I was like, oh shit. God. But it wasn't too bloody. So I'm looking forward to laughing at that. The fucking nail gun killer shot her in the boobie. That's not good. That's not good at all. So there you are. Nobody can replace the great Randini. That's true. Randy is my best friend, which I cannot wait to go hang out with Randy. Randy, I was going to hang out with him last week, but he had plans with his mom, so I'm going to try and hang out with him either this week or next week, because I have not hung out with Randy in a... Let's see, when was that convention that we went to? I think that convention was 2.5 months ago, 3.5 months ago. It's been a while. So me and Randall are going to hang out pretty soon. Yo, Fangirl Kate, what's up? Good to see you. Yo, what's up, Joey? Well, we'll see, Chicken Wizard. He says, Chicken Wizard says, sweet little golden angel Adam. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't do anything, Fears. Yeah, of course you didn't. Joey says, bung. Well, what's up, dude? Bunging up in the chat. Joey says, does the 80s cheese make you crones it up? Not really crones it up, Joey. It's more of a guilty pleasure. because they're not scary whatsoever. I just sit there and I'm like, I just laugh because it's always either some idiot white guy or some idiot white girl or just some idiot in general doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and I'm like, there's been many chances where they can run away and get to safety, and they're like, I don't know, like, maybe we should go check it out. You're an idiot. Why the fuck would you go back in there? And I just fucking lose my mind. And if it's not a cheesy horror movie, then it's like some action-adventure, sci-fi, cheesy bullshit like The Eliminators, which I just fucking laugh. And it's so over the top and so cheesy, you cannot help but laugh at it. And it's just a guilty pleasure of mine, Joe. I just love it. I just find them fucking hilarious. So there it is. You know? What's up, Bukaki? What's up, Liz? Did I miss the 6 movies? Not yet. Not yet. We're going to get into that here soon. Not yet. There it is. Well, good to see everybody in the chat. So yeah, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested to see what he got me. So I told him, I said, I don't know when it's going to come in. I said, I'll have a look. I haven't checked the fan mail in a couple of days, so I need to go check that maybe tomorrow after work. So yeah. All right. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and then we'll get on these movies. So I'll be right back. Big shout out to Larry for getting me. The only thing is, it's very hard to hold this mug, so I've been just holding it like that. So you guys just study this, and I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. There you are. I can't believe I'm 40. I am getting old. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I am back. Oh! Oh, man. Oh, God, here comes the yawns. Here comes the yawns. Oh, shit. I really don't want to go to work tonight, but I have to. I was enjoying my nap, and then I woke up, and I was like, ah, shit, I have to go to work later. Oh, well. Oh, well. All right. What's up, Bukaki? He says, 40 ain't old. With the rate medical tech is accelerating, we'll probably all live to 130. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. I love my life so much, I would hate to leave, like, you know, I would hate to cut, you know, the movie short and exit stage right. So, let's hope you're right, Bukaki. Can't wait for cyborg implants. Well, you don't have to wait that long because if you watch that Eliminator movie, that guy was like half Borg, half... It was like a ripoff of Star Trek Borg, a ripoff of the Terminator meshed together, and I fucking lost my shit. He walks out of the fucking darkness, walks out of the fog, he's got one leg standing on this mountain of rubble with his hands on his, waist, looking off into the distance, doing the superhero pose. A laser shoots right out of his eyeball, destroys half a fucking building, that fucking music comes on, and I'm like, I'm fucking getting this movie. So, oh my god. That's true, Bukaki. I've been watching a lot of them. I've been trying to... Well, I mean, I've been making a good dent. We started here, and we're all the way down to about right there. So we're getting there. So... Immortal, yet doomed. Okay. Oh, man. I hope not. Hopefully everybody's looking really good at 130. So yeah. All right. Let's see. What should we start? You know what? Let's start with an old classic. Bam! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Right out of my childhood. Hell yeah. All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's right, y'all. Bukaki says, now we're talking. I think the better question is why wouldn't I watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Hell yeah. It gets a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Obviously, Mikey is my favorite character, but when Fierce was a kid, I related to Mikey and Raph. Whenever the fears of rage took over, I was very angry as a kid, Well, not so much angry, frustrated. I didn't have many friends. I played a lot by myself. So I made up characters in my head. I did little voices. I played with my toys all by myself. I had a good group of friends, but I didn't have a lot of friends. It's better to have 4 or 5 friends that are really good friends than, 20 or 30 or 40 kind of wishy-washy friends, So I wasn't mad all the time, but it was frustrating because we moved around. Not a lot, but whenever we did move, I had to start over from scratch and make all new friends, and so I related to both, though. When I wasn't mad, I was Michelangelo. When I was mad, I was fucking Raph. I'd be like, fuck off, leave me alone, don't talk to me, I'm not even kidding, and if you do talk to me and you do fuck with me, I'll destroy your goddamn life into oblivion, So, yeah, so I was both sides of the coins. Mostly these days, I'm more Mikey. But you guys have seen the Fears Rage come out. Ho, 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 ho. And when it comes out, just watch out. Oh, man. I get that from my dad. My dad was a pretty patient guy, but when my dad did get mad, it was like fucking Rambo on crack cocaine when he got mad. And he even scared me when he got mad. I'd be like, oh, shit. Oh, Dad's pissed. And I'd be like, oh, Lord. So he gave me a run for his money. But, yeah. But he rarely got mad. But when he did get mad, ho, 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 watch out. But, yeah. I do regret that. Me and my dad, we didn't argue all the time. We argued a lot. And I do regret arguing with him because now he's not here. And I miss him terribly. But we kind of squashed everything when I came home, and we got to hang out for I don't know how long it was, 4, 5, 6 weeks. That was some of the best times with my dad, even though my dad was extremely sick. We were just sitting around, just bullshitting about movies, And then one day, I remember my dad woke up from a nap, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, "Oh, God, I'm so sick and tired of this hospital food." And I was like, "What, it isn't good?" And he's like, "Well, some of it's good." And he goes, "You know what I really want, John?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Here, grab my wallet." And I grabbed his wallet, and he goes, "Go get me some Emo's pizza." And I went, "I can do that." I'm like, "I'm going to get myself one." But then I said, "Dad, I got it." And so I put his wallet. He goes, "No, just take a 20 out of my wallet." I said, "Dad, I got it." I said, "I'll buy pizza for everybody." So I asked my mom and my brother, I'm like, "You guys want anything?" My brother and mom were like, "Yeah, get me this." And then I got myself something. And then I got my dad. We just sat around and ate pizza. So that was a good time. Hell yeah. So yeah. Ooh, fucking hell. The coffee's not working. Oh, hell yeah, Tokes. He says, "You know what? I'll have to start a GoFundMe page to pay for my cyborg parts." That would be nuts, but cool. That would be like a horror movie in itself. Yeah, man, check out my laser eye and my cybernetic arm. Hell yeah. Let's see. Yep. Toke said, "I wish I had those weapons." Yep. Raph had the size. Michelangelo had the nunchucks. Leonardo had the 2 swords, and then Donatello had the staff. So yeah. They're all good weapons, but I related to Mikey the best, because I love making people laugh. I love making myself laugh. I love making you guys laugh. I love laughing with you guys. So I related to Michelangelo the most. So probably my favorite scene is when the guy that actually played Michelangelo, he has a cameo in his human form. You see this pizza delivery guy show up. The guy that was the pizza delivery, where he's like, 122 and an 8? 122 and an 8. Terrific. Where the heck is 122 and an 8? And then you hear Mikey go, "You're standing on it, dude. Just slip it down here." And he's like, "Hey, this is a 10. The tab's 13. He's like, "You're 2 minutes late, dude." And he's like, "Oh, come on, man. I couldn't find the place." Wise man once said, "Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza, dude." And then it just cuts to the pizza guy, and he goes, "I got to get a new route. I thought I delivered everywhere." That same guy is the guy that was in the Michelangelo suit playing Michelangelo. So that's probably my favorite scene. So, the pizza delivery scene. Plus, who doesn't like Casey Jones? Casey Jones is a badass, you know. Whenever him and Raph are battling. Now, Raph did not win that battle, but it's still good. And he's like, "Hey, what are you, some kind of punker?" He's like, "Oh, God, I hate punkers." He's like, "Especially ugly ones with green makeup." Ooh. And then he gets hit. And he's like, "That's it. New batter. He's like, "Strike one." Whoa, whiffer. And he's like, "New game run head. Cricket." He's like, "Cricket?" He goes, "Nobody understands cricket. You got to understand what a crumpet is to understand cricket." And then he hits Raph right in the face. He goes flying through the air, and he lands like in a trash can. And he's like, "See, man, there you go, 6 runs." And then he runs off. So that scene's pretty good, too. That scene's pretty good. So, the Casey Jones. Because that's the first time you get introduced to Casey Jones. So, hell yeah. Plus, Casey Jones, before, and he even said it in the movie, before he hurt his knee, he used to play hockey, and you guys know how much I fucking love hockey. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, I love Casey Jones. And in the cartoon, Casey Jones barely says anything. He's kind of like Boba Fett. He barely says anything, but when he does say something, it's fucking genius. It's fucking amazing. So there you are. So yeah. See. That's the very beginning almost. Yeah. But I love that pizza scene. The pizza scene's great. I like it when Mikey spins the nunchucks on his finger like a basketball. That one's good too, because the foot soldier is like, oh, you're into nunchucks? Okay, we'll check this out. And he starts, going like that. And Mikey's like, really, dude? Really? I'm a fucking ninja. He goes, you're like some little pussyfoot guy over here. And so Michelangelo's like, you really think you can compete with all this? Go for it. I dare you. So then he tries. He tries to compete with him. And Mikey's just like this, and it's like spinning around. And you just see Donatello. He's like kind of hanging out on his staff like this. And he looks so bored. And Donatello goes, keep practicing. And then a whole like battle starts, I love that movie. That movie's great. Put a one. I'm sorry. Don't put a one. What was your guys' favorite turtle? What was your guys' favorite character from Teenage Mutant? Was it April? Was it Casey Jones? Was it Ralph? Put your guys' favorite character from the original in the chat. Let me know. Visions, I'm thinking your character was either Ralph or Casey Jones. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but let's see if I'm right. Anyway, let me know in the chat, guys. So anyway, my first favorite scene would probably be the pizza delivery guy scene with Mikey. The second would be the intro to Casey Jones where he fights Raph. Those two scenes are pretty solid. I watched it for the first time on VHS. So, first watch was VHS. I can't remember what VHS stands for. I think it's Video Home System. Video Home System. I think that's what it is. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. Togue said, I love the Shredder. Oh, well, that I knew. Because you use that as your profile picture. So that I knew, buddy. So yeah. Shredder is good. And the funny thing is they filmed that movie in South Carolina, of all places. They made South Carolina look like New York. And then they filmed for a couple of days in New York. Whenever people were walking through the streets of New York. But all the sewer shit and all the fighting the foot, for some reason or another, they shot in South Carolina. It looks like New York, though, so it's kind of like Escape from New York. 90% of it is shot in St. Louis, and then 5% is shot in New York. Same thing. 90% of that film is shot in South Carolina, and 5% is shot in actually New York. I guess it's really expensive to shoot in actual New York, but here's the thing. I'm glad that they shot Escape from New York in my hometown, because then, one, me and my friend Travis wouldn't have got to go check out all the movie locations, and two, it's just a cool story to tell people. One of my favorite sci-fi films of all time was shot in my hometown. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's true. They shoot a lot, Biscuit, so it's nice to move around. I like when movies are shot in places other than Los Angeles and New York. I highly agree. There's a whole big world. Shoot other places. So let's see. First watch, VHS. Oh, one of the first watches. Good acting. The costumes. Those suits, I bet, were very hot to wear. But thank God for those actors. So, good costumes. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's see. What's next? What should we start with next? I'm going to review Craven because it's the newest watch. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be bad because I saw a lot of bad reviews. wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. All right. So Craven. Oh. And they list him as a villain. I wouldn't say he's a villain. I would say he's an anti-hero. He's kind of like the Punisher. He kills people that he thinks is evil or that is evil. Both. And so he just wants justice. And so he said, oh, well, you killed a bunch of people in that hospital? Well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to kill you because you deserve to die. So he becomes like this ultimate hunter. So I'm going to rate it a C+. So I'm going to give it a C+. And the rating I'm going to give it is a 7. Let's see, a 7. I'll give it a 7.2 out of 10. Let's see, my favorite scene, probably when he breaks out of prison, because he kills a whole bunch of guys, and he breaks out of prison, and he had it planned. He goes in his jail cell, and his little jail cell partner's like, I hate roommates. He goes, I want this jail cell all to myself. And he goes, I'm not going to be here long, man. He goes, 3 days tops. And he's like, and then the guy's like, yeah, you think so? And he goes, I'll make you a deal. He goes, if I'm here longer than 3 days, then you can take your best shot at me and punch me. And he's like, deal. And it literally takes him not even 3 days to break out. I think it takes him like 2.5 days to break out. So that's one of my favorite scenes. So escaping from prison. And then probably my second favorite scene. Let's see here. Probably when he battles the rhino. That's a pretty good scene. Battling the rhino. That's way at the end. It's one of the best action sequences. Battling the rhino. Decent action. Decent DC film. Wasn't the best. It was decent. Wait, is this Marvel or DC? Hang on. Excuse me. Not DC, Marvel. Excuse me for a second. Marvel. Decent Marvel movie. Decent Marvel movie. Had a lot of good actors. Good actors in it. Decent acting. There we are. Let's see here. There you go, Elizabeth. The actor that plays Craven is married to a lady that is much older than him. Oh, really? Right on. Well, there you go. There you go. My leg is getting numb. If I sit here long enough, I sit Indian style, so sometimes you guys don't see it, but underneath here, I have to like wiggle my leg because it gets so numb whenever I'm sitting in a certain spot, so I have to like kind of wiggle my leg a little bit. Get some life back into it, man. All right. What's next? Let's do a good old 80s one. I've yet to find Iron Eagle on Blu-ray, but my dad loved this film, so whenever I watch this film, it kind of reminds me of my dad. My dad was a U.S. veteran. He wasn't in the Air Force, but he was in the Army. And so every time I watch this movie, it kind of reminds me of my dad. So it's a good movie, by the way. Louis Grovett Jr., this guy, he's a veteran actor. I believe he's still alive. I don't think this guy that plays Doug Masters, I don't think he's still alive. I could be wrong, but he didn't do many films. He only did a couple of films like in the 80s, and that was about it. So yeah. Iron Eagle. And they made 3 sequels to it. They made Iron Eagle 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've never seen 3 or 4. I've seen Iron Eagle 2, and it's decent. It's all right. This guy dies in Iron Eagle 2. And this guy is in all 4 of them. So, yeah. Iron Eagle. I'm going to give it... I'll give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Let's see. There's so many good scenes in this. Let's see. What's one of my favorite scenes? Oh, God, it's so hard to pick just 2. It definitely is a good find. He says, Toke says, oh, wow, nice find. It's good. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. It's just going to be hard to pick 2 scenes out of it. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Probably when Doug takes out the bad guy, and he's like, so long, asshole, blows him out of the sky. That's a pretty good scene. And he doesn't just kill the guy, he fucking eradicates the guy and blows the shit out of him. Like, blows his airplane up, or his jet up, like that. Like, lickety split. So, killing the bad guy. And then probably my second favorite scene is probably when he finds out that his dad got shot down, and him and his high school friends and him formulate a plan, and it's this big montage of them planning to steal a jet and fly over there and get his dad. So that's a pretty good scene. I would say good action movie. Classic 80s movie. Very classic. There's 80s running all the way through it. So classic 80s. Good blow me up movie. There's a lot of explosions in it. Good blow me up movie. It's got new actors in it. It's got veteran actors. So a lot of veteran actors in it. They actually put actual veterans in the film, so that's pretty good. So actual soldiers in it. And I'm going to write down that this movie reminds me of my dad, because my dad loved this movie. So it reminds me of my dad. Ooh, yeah. All right. Michael Myers is next. So, yeah. That's right. None of them get court-martialed. They should have, though. They should have, Chokes, because they broke so many laws in that movie. You can't just steal an Air Force pilot, and you can't just steal an Air Force jet and, like, get away with it, but somehow they got away with it, so hell yeah. It is. It's a very impressive film. I do enjoy it. It's a good film. It's a good 80s film. All right. Man, we were running out of room. We got that much left. And then I'm going to mail this off to a good old Lantern. So, Lantern, you're going to love this. All right. Halloween 2018. This is the only one that I like out of the new series. Halloween Returns, it's okay. Halloween Ends fucking sucks balls. Halloween Ends sucks ass. I fucking hate that movie. I would use Halloween Ends to wipe my ass like as toilet paper. This is the only good one. Out of the new Halloween series. I love this movie. So, Halloween 2018. Probably my favorite scene is because it's so Michael Myers, and it's fucking brutal. Michael Myers kills his new doctor because unfortunately Sam Loomis is the guy that portrayed him, has passed away. The new doctor he grabs out of the car, throws down, and the guy's looking up and he says, say something, Michael. And Michael just, he takes his boot and he just boots the guy's face, and he turns the guy's face into mush and just stomps on his face. Instant kill. That's probably the best kill out of the whole scene. It's one of the best scenes out of the movie. So, yeah. So, killing the doctor. And Visions, I know you like Jason Voorhees more than Michael, but now don't get me wrong. I like Jason. I love Jason Voorhees. But I like Michael just a little bit more. But I'll tell you this much. They've been making a lot of, new Michael shit. When are we going to see a new Jason Voorhees movie? It's been fucking ages since they've made a Friday the 13th film. I want to see another one in my lifetime. I want to see another one. I'm just saying. I don't know when they're going to make another one, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Oh, man. Hopefully soon. So we'll see. I don't know when. Let's see. Elizabeth says Lantern's going to be so stoked. Oh, yeah. I already know. He's definitely going to be stoked out of his mind. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you think we'll ever see another Friday the 13th film? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. I hope so. I hope Jason isn't killed forever, I think they need to dust off, the old movies and bring him back, bring his story back. I don't know what type of Jason Voorhees film they could do because the character's so old, but bring him back. Bring him back. All right. Let's see. Scene number 2. Probably when Michael's 2 fingers get blown off. And the scariest thing about Michael is that he doesn't say anything. Not one word. You hear him breathing sometimes through the mask, but he's never said one damn word. Even when he gets hurt, he doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks at it, kind of shakes it off. The only time Jason has said something in part 3, when that crazy girl comes out of the closet and she starts going like that with a knife and she's running down the hallway. She stabs Jason in the leg and he lets out like a ah like that. That's the only thing Jason has ever said. But Michael's never not uttered one fucking word. That's badass, and that's fucking scary as all hell. He doesn't even say anything, even when he gets hurt. So when he gets his fingers blown off, and then he's stalking Lori through her house, and then they fight. That whole fight scene is probably my second favorite scene. So, getting his fingers blown off, just these 2. So he's got these 3 left, and he gets these 2 blown off. So, getting his fingers blown off / fight scene. Terrifying film. I like the way it's shot, so good camera angles. Classic Michael Myers. The new version of the mask looks really good. So new version of the mask is great. Friday the 13th. Oh, hell yeah. And then Fangirl Kate says, I hope so. Yeah, I hope they make another one too. It would be nice. I hope. But we'll see. Hell yeah. There you go, Tokes. Hell yeah. Friday the 13th, baby. Let's hope they make another one. You know, let's hope. I hope so. I really do hope so. All right. Check out his new mask. His new mask looks pretty sweet. It's pretty good. Let's see, what else? He is my favorite boogeyman. I'd say he's first, then Jason, then Ghostface. Oh, God, there's so many good ones. Michael, Jason, then Ghostface, then Freddy. No, hang on. Michael, Jason, then Freddy, then Ghostface. And then probably, it's a split between the Leprechaun and Chucky. I mean, they're both about that tall, so yeah. Oh, shit. I'm getting tired. I may save these two reviews for tomorrow. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm so close to finishing this. So I think tonight I'm going to finish watching this. I've got 2 episodes left of Boba Fett. And then I can start watching. Where is it? Hang on. I can start watching The Mandalorian Season 3. Oh, hell yes! So I think I'm going to finish this up tonight, my friends. So yeah. There we are. So I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to finish these up. And I think that's all I got for today, my friends. I will save the perfect weekend for tomorrow. I always like to give you guys something to look forward to. There we are. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We went for about an hour and 23 minutes. I've yet to have any dinner, so I need to take a shower. I need to get some dinner. I want to do a little bit more editing. I want to finish Boba Fett. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to take a little nap. And then I'm going to go off to work. Hell yeah. So there it is. So big shout out to the fans. And I'll say one final thing. Adam Bacchidi, I really appreciate the gift. I will look out for the gift. And whenever I get it in, I'm going to go check the fan mail tomorrow. He didn't tell me when it's coming in, so I'll just keep looking. And whenever it comes in, I'll look. And I'll do an unboxing and all that. And then the thing that I got from... I just checked it today. It's still on the way. I finally used Nancy's gift card, and I bought a hilarious horror movie with it. So that's on the way. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that whenever it gets here. Anyway, I'm taking off. But Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, the views. You guys coming and hanging out with Fears. Sharing some laughs. You make me laugh. I make you laugh. The last 3 months have been fantastic, my friends. Hopefully, the good times keep rolling. Hell yeah. I'm so relieved that, and it's such a wonderful feeling that everyone's been getting along in the Discord. I'm so glad everything's been going good the last 3 months in the chat. Everything's rocking. Everything's flowing. Hell yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Good times. Good times, good tunes, my friends. Anyway, dinner is calling my name. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm thinking I may reheat up some soup and have a soup and a salad before I go to work. I don't know. Either that or maybe a chicken breast with some rice. I don't know. We'll see. Yo, what's up, Larry? Larry, you missed it. I just finished the whole stream. I've been going for an hour and 25 minutes. So I appreciate that you're here, Larry. Hey, Larry, check it out. I'm finally using your mug. I'm sorry. I used the Lefties mug that you gave me like right away. I washed it and then I forgot. This has been in the dishwasher and I washed it a couple of times because I always wash my mugs before I use them. And I kept forgetting that it was in the dishwasher, my friend. And I finally took it out of the dishwasher today and said, Fears, fucking use Larry's gift. So I finally used it. I appreciate the gift, my friend. Thank you very much. The only thing is, Larry, it's hard to hold it like that because of the question mark. So I've just been holding it like this, but it still works. And Larry, I still got some of the sugar packets that you sent me. Hell yeah. I put the sugar packets in. Always, sugar packets go in first. 2 sugars, 1 cream. Sugar packets go in first, then the milk, the soy milk, and then the coffee. Never put milk in first, and then your sugar packets. Sugar packets go in first, then your milk, then your coffee. Always. It just tastes better. It just works out better. 2 sugars, 1 cream. Hell yeah. All right. Larry says, thanks for using it. Oh, no worries. Larry, I plan on using it a lot more in the streams. Hell yeah. All right, I'm taking off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Tokes in the chat. Don't forget to check out Fangirl Kate in the chat. Check out Chicken Wizard. Check out Larry motherfucking Tate 26. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Subscribe to Randall Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. And last, but certainly not least, follow Fears, Lord Fears, at FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs is channel number 2. And this is Fears, signing off. Peace. Deuces. I'll see you guys later. And as Lantern and I would always say, shunk! Alright, bye.